Some people panic when life gets difficult. Others freeze, ask for help immediately, or wait for someone else to take control. But there is another type of person too, the one who quietly handles things alone. These people often do not make a big scene. They do not always ask for advice from them. They do not rely on others to fix everything for them. Instead, they think, adapt, and solve problems on their own. And that usually comes with a very specific psychological pattern. So in this video, we are going to look at 6 psychological signs of people who solve problems on their own. Let's get into it. One of the clearest signs is that these people usually trust their own judgment before looking for outside answers. That does not mean they never ask for help. It means their first instinct is to pause, think, and see what they can figure out on their own. They are often used to relying on their own mind because at some point they learn that external help is not always immediate, reliable, or necessary. So instead of panicking, they start analyzing. Instead of waiting, they begin working through the issue. That kind of self-trust is a major psychological trait behind independent problem solving. People who solve problems on their own usually do not waste too much energy on dramatic reactions. When something goes wrong, they may still feel stress, but they are often better at keeping that stress contained long enough to think clearly. This matters because panic makes problems feel bigger than they are. Calm creates space, and space creates solutions. These people may have learned that staying mentally steady is more useful than reacting emotionally. So even when life gets messy, they try to keep their head clear. That emotional control is one of the strongest signs of someone who handles problems independently. Another major trait is observation. People who solve problems on their own tend to notice things others miss. They pay attention to patterns, details, changes, and small clues that help them understand what is actually going on. This is important because solving a problem starts with understanding it, and understanding starts with observing. These people often do not jump to conclusions too quickly. They watch first, they think first, they gather information first. That observational habit gives them a huge advantage because the more accurately you see a problem, the easier it becomes to solve. A lot of people struggle with decision-making because they need reassurance. They want someone else to say the choice is right. They want validation before moving forward. But people who solve problems on their own are often more comfortable making decisions without needing everyone's approval. They understand that not every choice comes with certainty. Sometimes you just have to choose the best option with the information you have. That willingness to act without constant confirmation is a strong psychological sign of independence. It also shows confidence, not the loud kind, but the quiet kind that says, I can handle this. This is another important one. People who solve problems on their own often prefer self-reliance because too much dependence makes them uncomfortable. This can come from personality, past experiences, or simply a strong sense of responsibility. They may feel safer knowing they are capable of managing things themselves. Sometimes this is a healthy strength. Other times, it can make them too private or too reluctant to accept support. But either way, this habit usually means they are wired to think, if something needs to be done, I should probably handle it. That mindset is a big reason they become effective problem solvers. This may be the most powerful sign of all. People who solve problems on their own usually do not just go through challenges. They study them. They ask what went wrong. They look at what worked and what did not. They use each experience as training for the next one. That means every problem becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes information. Every setback becomes a tool for future success. And over time, that creates a very sharp mind. Because the more someone learns from their own experiences, the better they get at solving new problems with less panic and more clarity. So if you are someone who solves problems on your own, you probably trust yourself, stay calm under pressure, observe carefully, make decisions without needing approval, dislike depending too much on others, and learn from every challenge you face. That is not just independence. That is psychological strength. And while not everyone is built that way, it is a powerful trait to have in a world where so many people get stuck waiting for someone else to rescue them.
If this video described you, comment below and tell me which sign stood out the most. And make sure to subscribe for more videos about psychology, personality, and human behavior.